Today's message, or the message of the day, is people who want you to win will help you win. So remember that. People who want you to win will help you win. Just remember that. All right, welcome back to Straight Hate NTM Podcast. This episode 38. This message of the day was brought to you by Straight Hatin' Fashions and More. That's Straight Hatin' Fashions and More, an online store selling a new brand of merchandise called Straight Hatin'. Go check us out at straighthatin'fashionsandmore.com. That's straighthatin'fashionsandmore.com. I'm your host, AC. And joining me tonight is my co-host, Tasha Mel. How you doing tonight, Tasha Mack?
I am doing absolutely tired.
You're doing tired?
I'm doing tired.
Wow, that's different.
You know how to do tired?
I never heard that one.
You do tired when you just be up and you try to do everything, but you know you're tired, but you still got to do this, you still got to do that. That's what you call doing tired.
All right, we learned something new today.
Yeah, you heard it from here, straight
in. You can actually do tired.
It's a fact.
Okay.
I said it.
She said it.
I said what I said.
You said what you said. All right, all right.
I'm tired, but at the same time, I'm here. We about to have a great show. Let's go.
You ready to get started?
Yes, sir.
All right, start with some football. You ready for some football?
Huh?
Ready for some football?
Huh?
Playoff season. I know you're still on the couch. All you couch warmers out there, don't be mad. You know, that was your time. You did your thing.
Yes, congratulations.
You did
what you could do until you can't do no more.
Your season is over with.
That's all that you could do.
It's end of the road.
If you're on the couch, it's okay.
End of the road. Make sure you eat your popcorn.
It was your time. It was not written in the stores. It was your time.
Put some butter on your popcorn. You know what I'm saying? Watch the rest of the show.
Butter.
Some little bit of salt.
Sprinkle a little season salt.
Not a lot of salt. Season salt.
Oh, you can put some hot sauce in there too, but don't do it right away because it'll melt your popcorn.
Matter of fact, get some Old Bay seasoning.
Ooh.
Some Old Bay seasoning. And then some hot sauce. A little bit of hot sauce.
Why you ain't tell me that earlier? You know I already been on the couch since a long time ago.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta get that in.
I gotta hear this. I gotta hear this at the all these other people get on the couch. Now they get to reap these benefits. That's not fair.
Hey, you still on the couch, you still can get it.
Yeah, but I gotta get it when everybody else get it. You know how Cowboys is. We like to get it first. Everything we do, we like to be the first.
Right.
Even if we're sitting on the couch.
Yeah, sat on the couch first. Okay. Yeah. So here's a recap of the divisional round in the playoffs. Here's a recap of the divisional round in the playoffs. This week I got 3 out of 4 right, so I'm at 75%.
75, yeah, you 75.
75%, 3 out of 4 right.
3, 4. And
out of those 3, the first one I got right was the Baltimore Ravens. They demolished the Houston Texans.
Y'all bullied them.
34-10.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Why is it okay for y'all to beat up on a little team, but when we beat up on a little team, we beating up on a little team?
First off, the Houston Texans was a little team, and
well, they made it to
the second round. You guys didn't make it past the first round.
Come on, man. Whatever. Y'all still beat up on them. That wasn't even right.
Well, at the first half, it was looking kind of shaky.
Yo, what's good?
And both of us got 10 points.
That's it?
At the first half, it was 10 to 10. So Lamar went into the locker room.
What did he say? What did he talk about?
You know, he said, and something like this. I can't say what's on. He said in his interview, I can't tell you right now because it's bad, or something like that. But he told them and need to tell them in the locker room when they got back out. Man, they shook things up.
They shook things up. Oh, they shook things up.
They shook things up and they ran circles around the Houston Texans and they demolished them. And that's how we're gonna do it for the rest.
Let me see how I'm gonna roll my eyes like this with my head.
We demolished them. Number 8, baby.
Y'all know now, unfortunately, if they, being the Ravens, make it to the Super Bowl,
Win.
and only
Win.
they make it to the Super Bowl, after that, then I will be a Ravens fan. Not a Ravens fan. Hold on.
Y'all heard it here first.
I will
She's
root.
undercover Ravens fan all the way.
I will root.
I already told you this.
No, wait.
I told you this already.
Dang it.
She's
I
already.
said it wrong.
I'm giving out applications.
I'm not undercover.
Giving out applications
I said it
for
wrong.
bandwagon teams that can jump off your teams and come on. It's okay.
No.
We take y'all in.
No.
We take y'all in.
I'm too down.
It's Raven Nation, baby. Raven Nation.
I would go. What I was saying, I will root for them to win the Super Bowl.
That's not what you said.
If they make it to the Super Bowl.
Make sure
That's why I'm clarifying what I said.
Rewind this.
And do not edit.
Did not say
Do
this.
not edit it. Do not put no memes talking about, oh, she's a Baltimore Ravens fan now. No.
Listen.
No, never will I be a Baltimore Ravens fan.
That's not what she said.
My co-host is sitting, dang it, I said it again. My host is sitting right here. I'm his co-host. My host is sitting right here, and I want to argue with him, but like, not with the team that's probably going to play him in the Super Bowl. If he goes to the Super Bowl. So, if he goes to the Super Bowl, I will root for them to win. But not ever will I be a fan. Okay.
Now that that's cleared up.
DC4L. Well, let me get that up.
All right.
DC4L. Sorry, guys.
The next one I called.
I will root for you.
The next one I called as well. The San Francisco 49ers. They beat the Green Bay Packers 24-21. It was a very close game.
Very close game.
So that could win anywhere.
Even though I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan, it's crazy. I was rooting for the Packers to win. But that interception.
Haters gonna hate.
That interception in the game.
Haters gonna hate.
I'm hating on my brother team, and I've been hating ever since the beginning of the season, and years, because he's a 49ers fan all day long. And I was hoping he'd go down, but he did. He prevailed.
All right, the next game I called as well. The Detroit Lions beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 31-23.
The Bucs played a good game.
And they did their thing.
They tried to play to win. They tried to play to win, but the Lions went out.
So now the Buccaneers and the Green Bay Packers are on the couch with the Dallas Cowgirls.
Wait a minute. How about come correct? Because we control the couch.
Okay.
So we might let them sit down on the
Okay.
couch. Otherwise, they have to go to the corner.
Well,
Because special people only can sit on the couch.
well,
Our couch is suited. Our couch is built up.
actually, as of now, they're all on the couch right now.
No.
It's a big old
What
sofa.
I told you.
Multiple sofas.
No, it's a sofa. We got plush. We have luxury. We have an armrest. We even have a middle rest where you can just sit your drinks and watch the rest of the football season. We're good.
Y'all can see how the delusion is real.
Ain't no delusion. You say we on the couch, but we on the sofa. We just we're not the couch. We're not the couch people.
All right, the next one I didn't call.
Oh my God, you jealous.
The Kansas
You want to be
City.
on the couch too, or the sofa. You want to be on the sofa.
The Kansas City Chiefs beat the Buffalo Bills 27-24.
That was a slide.
And the Bills should have won that one.
Yeah, they did. They should have.
But they had to get past Taylor Swift.
Can you please leave Taylor Swift out
Taylor
of this?
Swift.
Because her fans is going to come for you. And I don't want no part of it as your
Well, if they come, make sure they watch this episode.
That's how they going to come, because they going to watch this episode. They be like, oh.
I need the views. Go ahead and click on the like button.
Oh my God.
Shit, click on the dislike button. Put a comment in. Say why you dislike.
Taylor, I do not condone what he says.
Make sure you subscribe too.
I condone what he says about the team, but not about you. I have nothing to do with that, Taylor. I am a fan.
Again, this put me at 75% average. So if you was betting, you got bet. You need to bet on what I say because you'll make your money back. You'll make your money definitely.
This week you should have bet on what he said.
All right,
not last week though.
My prediction for the conference championship. Now, there's only 2 games remaining before the Super Bowl.
Yeah, here we go.
2 games remaining. And on Sunday, January 28th, both games are playing.
Yeah.
One at 3 and one at 6:30. Now,
you got a 6:30 game.
The first game.
The other games ain't interesting. Nobody cares.
The first game is at 3 p.m.
Who got the first game?
The mighty Baltimore Ravens. They will go up against the Kansas City Chiefs and beat them 35-27.
Oh, that's an 8-point score. That's like a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. Okay, I can see that may be happening, but I don't know. This is going to be an interesting game. But I wish I had a night game because I have to work.
Y'all make sure y'all watch that game.
This is going to be an interesting game.
That's going to be epic.
A Super Bowl champ versus a quarterback that should have been a Super Bowl champ and has the potential to be a qualifying Super Bowl champ. So this would be an epic game.
That's another epic game.
I'm not going to dismiss Lamar's status.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
All right.
I don't like the team or their host that likes the team.
So she said.
But Lamar has stats, and Patrick Mahomes has credits and stats. So this should be a great game because if Lamar gets through Patrick, that means he played a Super Bowl. He played a Super Bowl champ quarterback and won, and then it'd be on to the Super Bowl for him. So for Lamar, hey, do you, boo?
So after we win that game, we watch the 6:30 game. The second game was 6:30, with the San Francisco 49ers beat up on the Detroit Lions 29-24.
So you taking San Francisco? Or are you saying, will they?
Well, they're going to win. They're going to beat the Detroit Lions 29-24.
So you think...
And the 49ers will meet up with the Baltimore Ravens at the Super Bowl.
So you think Purdy going to get through, I forgot, I had his name, the Lions quarterback. I had his name. But you think the 49ers going to get through the Lions? Because the Lions is, they pretty tight. But Purdy, as you see in the last game versus the Packers, like balls was slipping, it was wet, it was raining and everything, and Purdy like had him and his team had came through. McCaffrey, you know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to root for these boys and all kind of stuff, but I know the stats and I know the facts. Like if I had a fantasy football team, you know, I'll put a couple of them on my team from different teams, because that's what you do for fantasy football. But I don't know. I don't think the Lions.
I'm sure the Cowgirls won't definitely be on that fantasy football team.
No, that was on the fantasy football team, but we are in the playoffs now, so there's no need to talk about us.
Yeah.
But like always, fans and haters, they're gonna sit there and talk about us till forever. The season be over and they still talk about us. I wasn't even talking about that. I was actually trying to talk about the next game that is playing, but you brought up Dallas.
Again,
since you want to bring up
for the
Dallas,
Super Bowl prediction, the 2 teams that will triumph to the end and meet in Las Vegas to play in the biggest event of the year will be the mighty Baltimore Ravens and the San Francisco 49ers. And the new Super Bowl champions will be the mighty Baltimore Ravens. The mighty Baltimore Ravens, baby. Caw-caw! heard it here first, right here on Straight Ahead and TM Podcast. You heard it here first. I've been saying this since the beginning of the season. We've been victorious throughout. And we right here, we're going to play the last game.
I thought the Bills was going to get in that because I was voting for the Bills. And I was like, okay, Bills, Ravens, whatever. Where the Bills at? AFC. The Bills AFC or NFC? I don't know.
People have been hating on the Ravens before the season began, especially talk about Lamar's contract and everything. And he got his own contract by himself without agent. And he did with his mom. His mom was his agent. So from that point, from the summertime, I remember I was talking back and forth with people in the summertime. So since the summertime, since preseason, since regular season, now we're in postseason. And we got the last game coming up Sunday. So.
Oh, you said the last game. I am so sorry for your loss.
The last game before the Super Bowl.
I'm sorry for your loss.
So definitely
alright.
Going all the way. Do not sleep on the Baltimore Ravens.
Y'all can.
Definitely got it going.
I have pillows if y'all need them.
Make sure y'all watch that game. 3 o'clock Sunday. 3 o'clock Sunday. You watching the game?
Heck no. But I keep up with the score on my phone. I said I had to work. I can't watch the game if I'm working. But I can keep up with the score every quarter. So you bet not be going down.
It is gonna hang.
You bet not be going down.
But you know what? That's a wrap of football.
Because every time you do it, I'm gonna be like.
That's a wrap of football for the day. You heard it here first on the Super Bowl outcome. So I can't say more than that, except, as always, it's Ravens Nation, baby. You know you want them to win. You want the Ravens to win Super Bowl.
No, I don't want them to win the Super Bowl. But if they be in the Super Bowl, then I want them to win. But not until they make it to the Super Bowl. If they make it to the Super Bowl, then I will root for them to win. But not until then. Until then, I will be forever a Ravens Nation, baby hater.
Yeah, that's what they say. Everybody know the truth, though. You know, the truth is real.
But y'all gonna get what? Y'all third ring if y'all win?
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
Moving on up.
That's right.
Cowboy status, almost. High five.
We got this within the new century. You guys that get any rings in the new century.
Nice.
In fact, you guys that haven't went to a Super Bowl since 27 years from now.
Yeah. So, how long y'all been in NFL?
In the new century.
How long y'all been in the NFL?
In the new century.
So y'all couldn't get 5 rings?
Alright, so you ready for some politics?
So all y'all teams, y'all couldn't get 5 rings to knock us off our pedestal?
You ready for some politics?
Only people did it was New England Patriots. All y'all other people suck! You suck! And we still got the bragging rights over our little 5 rings back in 1995.
That delusion is real.
No, yeah, it's real. We got the rings to prove it.
Also, the same damn rings since before the football.
Give us a reason to not talk about it. That's why we waiting on it.
They had the rings.
Give us a reason to not talk about it. Patriots did it.
They had the rings.
Patriots the only team that did it. Steelers had the rings before us. They had 6. San Francisco, they was tied with us with 5, but we got our 5 before San Francisco got their 5. So our bragging rights is a year older than San Francisco bragging rights. The only team that came and surpassed each and every last one of us was the New England Patriots, and they have 7 rings. When y'all get like that, come on, talk about y'all team. Until then, y'all always and will forever give us those bragging rights to say, you got 5? You got 5 on it. And that's still 5. Patriots got 7. Steelers have 6.
Talk those same rings.
We number 3.
Before the NFL.
We are number 3 and still can talk. But yeah, I digress. We number 3 and still can talk. Y'all see it. It's forever gonna be all day long, every day, 365 days of the year. This is what y'all gonna talk about because y'all know we have the bragging rights and y'all don't. Get like us and then we'll shut up.
The delusion is real. This is what we gotta put up with.
Period blank.
For Cowgirls fans. So, hey, it is what it is.
Cowboys fan, DC for L. You already know.
Can we get into some politics now? You ready?
Since you can't get no 5 rings, I guess so.
Alright, according to CNN Politics, at amp.cnn.com, DeSantis ends 2024 presidential campaign and endorses Trump. Did you know that?
Say that again, because it sounds like you say at elementop.com.
I'm going to play a clip for you.
So DeSantis is endorsing Trump. Here we go. I told y'all that it was all fake. It was all just like a play. So y'all get hyped up about the Republican Party again. And then they step to the side and like, bam, here come y'all leader.
Now, following our second place finish in Iowa, we've prayed and deliberated on the way forward. If there was anything I could do to produce a favorable outcome, more campaign stops, more interviews, I would do it. But I can't ask our supporters to volunteer their time and donate their resources if we don't have a clear path to victory. Accordingly, I am today suspending my campaign. I'm proud to have delivered on 100% of my promises, and I will not stop now. It's clear to me that a majority of Republican primary voters want to give Donald Trump another chance. They watch his presidency get stymied by relentless resistance, and they see Democrats using lawfare this day to attack him. Well, I've had disagreements with Donald Trump, such as on the coronavirus pandemic and his elevation of Anthony Fauci. Trump is superior to the current incumbent, Joe Biden. That is clear. I signed a pledge to support the Republican nominee, and I will honor that pledge. He has my endorsement because we can't go back to the old Republican guard of yesteryear, a repackaged form of warmed-over corporatism that Nikki Haley represents. The days of putting Americans last, of kowtowing to large corporations, of caving to woke ideology are over. I thank all of our passionate supporters who have stood by us through it all. That we had people volunteer to come to Iowa in the middle of a blizzard to knock on doors and make phone calls touched us dearly. No candidate had more thrown at him, but no candidate had so many committed volunteers and staff. Finally, I want to thank my wife, Casey, and our kids, Madison, Mason, and Mamie. Casey's gone far above and beyond her support for our campaign and for our cause. She's not only a great wife and mother, she's a great American who cares deeply about the future of the country that our kids will inherit. Our kids have seen and done a lot on the trail, from playing on the famed Field of Dreams baseball site in Iowa to making their first snowman in New Hampshire. They are one of the reasons we fight so hard for what we believe in. Winston Churchill once remarked that success is not final, failure is not fatal, it is the courage to continue that counts. While this campaign has ended, the mission continues. Down here in Florida, we will continue to show the country how to lead. Thank you, and God bless.
All right, so if you're just now joining us, that is a video where Florida Governor Ron DeSantis now announces that he is suspending his campaign for the GOP nomination.
All right. So, are you surprised that DeSantis folded or ended his campaign?
When we just talking about Baloney Man, Ramaswamy, Quagmire.
Well, DeSantis ended his campaign Sunday, and it's not surprised that he did that. But, however, the things he's been saying against Trump the whole time, and now he backpedaled back, say he's gonna go for it with him and whatnot. It's all baloney and crap. Matter of fact, what I don't like about what things he said was they keep using this thing of woke ideology, which doesn't exist. woke ideology. That is something that doesn't exist, that they coined and they made up. And it's insulting to keep saying those things. Woke ideology. I mean, that's what I say. Once they get rid of these terms and these different behaviors, because that's not becoming of a United States of America. Representing the flag, the flag probably be representing a melting pot. The United States doesn't represent a melting pot at all. Neither do that flag. And I say this because of the actions of the people who live in the United States. This do not represent a melting pot at all. In fact, melting pot, when things can come together and it melts in one and become one thing. However, we should be more like something like a platter, like a platter of a salad bowl or something like that with different stuff, not melting pot, because melting pot doesn't make sense at all anyway. But it should be like a combination of different things that come together in a group to come to that beautiful thing. But we don't represent that either, because we have this group of people who still think they're gods, or they're above all people. So anything else is not good. So they coined this phrase, wokeology. Was once meant at one time, being woke, is from stuff that you didn't know, and you learn something about yourself. You became woke. You learned something about yourself and your history that was hidden from you, taken from you. Now, they coined that to mean something degrading and insulting. So until we get a hold of that, we'll always have issues in the United States. What do you guys say about what I said?
Yeah, from your speaking of being woke and everything, it was like a kind of like used to like just like a term for like, the people to just like wake up about what's actually going on in reality and actually going on into the world today. But like people have spun it and saying that like, oh, being woke means like, you just going with the vibe, you just, not vibe, but you just going with what people say, you're doing this and you're doing that. And they spin it into like a negative way. But for us, like DeSantis, that's how you say his name? DeSantis being dropping out from the race. I already knew that was going to happen, because Ramaswamy has already dropped out, and like I think like everybody is like dropping out, because like CNN even predict that like Donald Trump is going to win the Republican delegate. Is that the correct word? Is going to win the Republican Party to be considered as the Republican Party for presidency. My words are getting mixed up right now, but like Trump is going to be the Republican candidate for the Republican Party, and that's why you see everybody like starting to drop out. Tim Scott, he's just like, so like I'm endorsing Trump, and like he just like backstabbed Nikki Haley. Like Nikki Haley was sitting there, like she put him into like for the Senate. When she ran for governor, she like helped him get into the Senate, and it's just like he like stabbed her in the back. And Nikki Haley like, yeah, I don't know about her neither. I think she gonna do the same thing, because she already made a statement saying that if things don't go the way that she want to go, that she will endorse Trump. So if you're gonna endorse Trump, then it's only a matter of time before you back down and be with the rest of the people to step out the race.
Well, with that being said, I believe that, and this is how I feel, and this is my opinion on how I feel, but for what I've seen so far in the election race, it's all been a joke. It's all been rigged.
Right.
They know from the start who's going to be the front runner.
Right. They just needed people to like just
front runner of
raise some money.
Front runner of the GOP, and they wasted a lot of our time, our energy,
our beliefs
with this whole election.
Thinking that they could be a person of a change.
And out of millions of people in the United States, if you telling us that there's only two people, Biden and Trump, can only be the only two people to represent
and there's nobody in
a group of people in the office.
Like, seriously.
So that's out of millions of people, and there's a lot of intelligent people who should be able to, and younger people, should be able to run
35 and older. That's all you
be able to run and do a job to take care of the country. That's like insulting, you know what I'm saying? So the whole thing is a game, and it's a sham, and it's full of crap. You know, it's like we're wasting our time. And voting is very important, but if you got to vote, always got to vote of the best of the worst. You know what I'm saying? You got two people that's not the best, so you got to pick the best of the worst. Each time, it's like you're stuck. Either way you pick, you're stuck with somebody you really don't want because they're the best of the worst.
What benefits me?
So, and that's how I feel about the election, and that's how I feel about, and that's because of what's been going on so far over the last couple of years, and like this whole year. And the charade, and it seemed like it was like a big old charade, or what we call a circus party. And that's how I saw it so far, and that's how I still see it. Because right now they're in New Hampshire, and I'm looking from the stats. Trump is now leading Haley in New Hampshire, 54%, 54.9%, and Haley has 43.4%. And those who Trump is on stage talking, while everyone who was running for presidential candidate in the GOP, they are all who dropped out are on stand with him right now, supporting and backing him, and saying their little piece for Trump. So all of it is seems to be a charade, a game, just to mess with people. We're not as stupid as they think we are. The whole thing has been a circus parade.
It's the Trump show.
And this to seem like makes it seem like
and
he worked hard. Makes it like he worked hard to win something, and it was double something that he needed to work hard to win because he's always been given it. He won it before he started. So they want this big charade that they had going on the whole time to make it look like it was something that he has actually worked hard for. And most of the time he never even showed up. So I know I can't be the only person tired of seeing that game played in front of us. And it's not real. It was a big old show.
That's the problem.
And they wasted our time, our tax money, our energy.
Okay.
And that's why a lot of people don't care about voting. That's a lot of people don't care about even participating or listen to anything about politics because they see it's a damn charade. It's a big circus. And no matter who wins, at this point, it seems like no matter who wins, they're not doing anything directly to it that affects and help people who really needs the support and help. Directly or indirectly. Now, sometimes the benefits do come around, depending on what the situation is. And we see that the benefits only come around when they want our vote. And we caught, a lot of people caught on to that, and now it's not even hidden no more. It's more, before like more being hidden, to make it seem like it was something like it was part of something that's grand. They're actually going to do something for the people, or for a group of people. Now it's not even hidden no more. The audacity is out there. They really don't care. They don't give a fuck about the United States citizens. They don't give a fuck about helping us or keep us going to a different level of security or anything. Everything is about personal situations, about investing in them. And we elect them in office to help us. You have a job to do to help the United States citizens, the U.S. citizens. But they're in there, once they get in the office, they focus on how they can be helped personally for themselves, to benefit themselves. So our tax money is going to benefit them and their families, keep them in office, and they're not doing shit for the people who elected them. So
I'm doing health.
And so that's my say about politics. You got anything else to add to it? Because I'm finished with politics for the day.
Yeah, but I just wanted to say a couple of little more things. It's like just crazy to me, like how all of a sudden all these Republicans are dropping out, and some of them is dropping out because they don't have the financial support. So if you don't have that endorsement and that financial support, then you got to get out the campaign. Like you just can't have like moral support, or you just can't have the people wanting you to be in the presidency. You got to have money. So that just lets me think that money rule the world. I mean, I know money does it, but in this country and in this presidency, if you don't have money and endorsements to keep running your campaign then the people is not even going to think about you. Because guess what? They're not going to see you on TV. They're not going to see you in ads doing this and doing that. But they probably want to support you, but they just don't have the money to support you. But they want to vote for you. But because you don't have the money to keep your campaign running, you got to drop out. So if you have to drop out because you don't have the money to keep your campaign running, that means the people can't vote for you. And I don't understand that, because we should be able to vote for whoever we want to vote for. And then on another hand, I don't understand why there is no Democratic Party running for president. Anybody. Not anybody, but I'm saying like some of the senators, some of the governors. Why are y'all not stepping up running for presidency? Do y'all think that y'all cannot beat Trump? Are y'all like scared of it, or y'all scared of the same thing, that y'all won't be endorsed and y'all can't run y'all campaign? So in the end, y'all have to drop out. Or is there like a threat? Like, why is it only Biden, and no offense to Biden, but we all know that he's getting old. He's already old.
They both are.
Kamala ready. So like Biden, you wanna sit down, bruh? Kamala right there. But in my opinion, I think all this trash talking between Nikki and Trump just might make her vice president once he get into presidency, because he already feel like he's gonna get into presidency, because these people, like, they right there backing up Trump. They been had to sign 2024 president. And we in 2024, y'all. So we'll have old president with a first vice president, who was Kamala Harris. And then next thing you know, we're going to have another president with another female vice president. And I think he probably like picked Nikki as his vice president. That's why she's going at him, and showing him that she's got what it takes to either be presidency or vice president. That's why she's not backing down just yet.
Yeah, you might be right on that one. Yeah.
So I think if like Trump win presidency, she'll be vice president. Cause all these other, Trump gonna look at all these other, cause y'all know Trump gangster. He gonna be looking at like, y'all just scared, y'all did what I told y'all to do. But nigga, she's sitting there fighting, even though I don't agree with some of the stuff that she said, but I do agree with some other stuff that she said. But Trump might make her vice president, so you know.
That's a possibility.
You know,
right?
it'll be that vice president on that side. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, we had ours, we got ours right now. You know what I'm saying? Not to call it out what it is, but calling it out what it is.
All right, so let's end that session on politics.
Alright.
Because we need the energy to go to the next step.
Yeah.
Everyday stuff and situations.
Those politicians like the Super Bowl, y'all, let's wind it down. The November 11th is going to be the election. It's like the politician Super Bowl.
Now,
2024.
on the everyday stuff situations, the most disturbing and dangerous lie that's being spread across the U.S. and steadily crammed down our throats is that racism doesn't exist. That's the most disturbing lie and the most dangerous and disturbing lie that's being told us over and over again repeatedly, that racism doesn't exist. Now I'm gonna play a clip. Now we gotta listen to the clip.
Quote.
5, 4, 3.
Quote, never been a racist country, unquote. Protections for the institution of slavery were written into the U.S. Constitution. The White House was built with slave labor.
When you look at, the Declaration of Independence, it was that, men are created equal with unalienable rights, right? That was what we all knew. But what I look at it as is I was a brown girl that grew up in a small rural town. We had plenty of racism that we had to deal with. But my parents never said we lived in a racist country. And I'm so thankful they didn't. Because for every brown and black child out there, if you tell them they live or were born in a racist country, you're immediately telling them they don't have a chance.
Just to push back a bit, because I was a history major in New Hampshire. You're talking about the ideals of America. But America was founded institutionally on many racist precepts, including slavery.
But when you look at said all men are created equal, I think the intent was to do the right thing. Now, did they have to go fix it along the way? Yes, but I don't think the intent was ever that we were going to be a racist country.
That was Nikki Haley, everybody. Again, the more they repeat that stuff and over and over again, it's bound to register in people's head that what she's saying is true, and everything she said was a lie. She is Indian background, so that's why she keeps saying brown. So,
Okay, because I was like, what?
so she's playing a part of I'm a brown person, so I'm in the same category of brown and black people. So that vote can come in, oh, we got brown person. But when she walks in the Caucasian atmosphere, as a Caucasian woman, she changed her name from her original name. I can't remember her name right now, but it's not Nikki. Right? She goes by Nikki Haley, but her real name is not Nikki. And if she was true to herself, if she was true to herself, then she wouldn't have changed her name from her Indian name to Nikki. However, the other stuff that she was saying, that and she double talked herself because she said she had to deal with racism growing up, but her parents told her it wasn't a racist country. Now, I don't know how stupid you think we are. If you were dealt with racism, that means racism exists within the country that you dealt with racism. Now, the United States was founded on racism. The Civil War was about racism. The Confederates people always get their Confederate flags, taking it with them, talking about they honor their family members or whatever. The Confederacy was about keeping slavery existing. The war was about slavery, freeing slaves. So this idea of we could carry our flag. So you carry a flag of you carry those flags of people who lost a war against people in the United States, because Confederacy was against the U.S. The U.S. had less states in it at that time period. So the Confederates fought the United States at that time. So to walk around with both flags is hypocritical and ignorant, first of all, because one do not represent the other. They were against one another, and one defeated the other. So this ideology or thinking of saying, well, my history, your history was defeated. And they keep saying, well, it wasn't about slavery. The whole idea of that war was about slavery. The Confederates wanted to keep slavery, and the United States wanted to end it. That's what the Confederacy is about. Now, with that being said, being that within these states, slavery did exist. Slavery was nothing good about slavery. I'm not sure why they repeating that and teaching that over and over again.
Hold on. It wasn't nothing good about slavery to black people. It was everything good to the opposite race.
There was nothing good about slavery.
The opposite
Slavery.
race disagree.
The what?
The opposite race would disagree.
Nothing good about slavery.
Why was it so long?
What was that?
I said the opposite race would disagree. That's why we was in bondage to slavery for so long, because they benefited from us being in slavery.
Okay. There was nothing good about slavery. Slavery had no good annotations or anything that helped anyone. Now, although only people that benefit from slavery, as she was saying, was those of Caucasian ascent, or white folks in America, within the United States. Every black person, majority of black people who were enslaved, were either separated from their family members. They all were given they were taken their names were taken from them. They were given their slave owner's name. My name was given from a slave owner's name. My last name is not my name. My name was given to me, brought down because of a slave owner. My true original last name of anybody of color, last name, we do not know it. We did not ask to come over in a boat from one country to the other. We were kidnapped. Kidnapping in any country is a crime. We were kidnapped, chained, beaten, and sold as cattle. We also were taken to farms, because not all slave farms or slave plantations were doing cotton. Some were breeding. They had people, slaves there, just to breed them like animals. They would breed them. They would have sons and fathers and brothers having sex with their mothers, sisters, daughters, and they would breed them and sell them. In other farms, it was for gay farms. They were made to have sex with the slaves and to sell them for sex. So that they weren't picking cotton or any other trade items for sale, they were also being sold themselves, taken away from their families. They were all separated from their families, beaten, hung, made to do work that they wanted to do, and they weren't fed properly. They were given scraps, leftover food. That's why the food of pig, was it hog maw, chitlins, any of those things like that? Those were cuisines that they had to, we call it cuisines now, but those were survival foods at that time. Survival foods. They had nothing else to eat. So they would eat the leftover foods. We were forced to eat leftover foods, and to make, so we won't die, we're the most resilient people in the whole world. You can do whatever you want to us, and we will still combat it, survive it, and stand up from it. We're the most resilient people. You cannot stop us or keep us down. And that's why they hated us so much, and they still hate us now. Across the world, not just in the States, across the world. They hate us and love us. They love us for what we can do and hate us because of who we are. Across the world. And for all those people who still said that there's no racism, racism doesn't exist, slavery was good for black people, you are the problem. If you truly believe those things that they're trying to cram down our children's throats, and erase the history again because of the wokeness. The purpose of erasing the history is because people got woke. So, in order to get rid of the wokeness, what they call it, they changed the history again to combat people learning about themselves. So who the best to teach that to children? Now, with that being said, Nikki Haley will be the worst person ever. As a person, she's terrible. To use her background and color as something that it should be like this is what I am. I use it for a benefit. I am brown when it's a benefit her, so she could benefit from black and brown people. But I am Caucasian, and I walk as a Caucasian woman because this is how I live my life for privilege. But then to say, well, there's no racism, that's like a slap in the face of anyone of color. Anyone of color. That's an insult.
Yeah.
That is an insult, Nikki Haley. That's an insult.
I was like, kind of like, okay, girl power, but when she had said that.
That is an insult.
That kind of like.
You can't not be a black or brown person and not be insulted by her and by, what is this cat name? The black guy. Tim Scott. Those are insults y'all throwing against us as a people. to say, well, no racism exists. When they have KKK, Ku Klux Klan, white supremacy. Why is there white supremacy if there's no racism? I mean, these things, if we want to get rid of racism, we have to first acknowledge that they exist. We have to first teach, first acknowledge that it exists. Second, teach the truth about the problem of racism. There's no benefit to fucking racism. And keep denying it exists just makes you look foolish. You are not a friend. I don't care if you're a black person. If you deny that it exists, you are not a friend to black people. Whoever denies what this is that we have to deal with, people have to actually live through this and deal with this shit on a regular basis. I actually have to deal with this 2024. I have to deal with racism when I go to work. I'm not the only person. Racism is in our face all the time. So, this is our everyday situations that we deal with. This is the facts. So, you have anything to add to that?
Same.
Yeah. When you said that, I thought that. I was like, sad. This is sad. And you said it. She said exactly what I was thinking. This is sad. Now, this is the world that we're still living in. You know, it's really sad. You know what? And for that being said, we're going to end that segment and end our show for the night. So, I want to thank my supporters.
Thank y'all.
Thank my supporters for support my online store and podcast. Please continue to give me your feedback. I definitely appreciate it. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I'll give you a shout out in the next upcoming episode. Please comment on things that were said. Give us your feedback. If you don't like certain things, I'd like to hear it also. If you like it, please let us know. Click the like button. Please subscribe. Don't forget to check out my online apparel store called Straight Hatin'. Straight Hatin', TM Fashions, and more. Go to straighthatin'fashionandmore.com to get your merchandise. straighthatin'fashionandmore.com. There's also some discounts and stuff on there as well.
Alright.
Thank you for watching or listening, depending on what platform you're currently using. Follow my podcast on straighthatin.castos.com for video podcasts and straighthatin'podcast.buzzsprout.com for audio podcasts. I'm also on Spotify, YouTube, and several other platforms. Here's my co-host Tasha Mack.
Holla back.
And I'm your host AC. Talk to you later.
Peace.
Peace.